Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. Here we are again. Another edition of SlabHub. And with me, my man, Chris. How you doing there, Chuckles?
Good. I tell you, your wife introducing SlabHub every bloody week. I still laugh at this is that 14-year-old to me that's just like I'm never gonna grow up.
Yeah.
I'm still immature that way. But anyways,
Last night, she actually sat there. She was in the room, and she goes, "You know what? I haven't heard it yet on the show, so I'm gonna watch." So she went to find the show to go to, and of course, said, well, if you're gonna do that, then watch the Wink Ink intro, just because it was it was a little bit different, and she enjoyed it. Yes, excellent, fine mug there, sir.
cheers, everybody.
Yes. All right, let's bring in the man that everybody's been clamoring for. My goodness, he Doc came on.
What's up, Doc?
Hey,
Drop
how you guys
some
doing?
heat.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
And the last 3 weeks, when's Doc coming? When's Man Cave coming? He's coming back. Don't worry. He's here today, folks. And people were lined up telling me, "Oh man, I can't wait! I can't wait!" So we are excited to have you back on the show. Thank you very much for coming and joining us.
Oh, please, it's a pleasure. Any
And-
slab comic aficionados are
There's a few people, as we call our comic porn here,
Yeah.
officially. And so, as always, for those of you who are watching, if you've never been here before, we're going to have a little conversation. Doc's going to share with us some of his wonderful slabs he has in his collection. And then about halfway through, we're going to stop. We're going to do a little giveaway of some books. Your chance that you could potentially win one of these fine SlabHub mugs. And then at the end of the show, we'll do another giveaway from the pull box. Plus, Doc has a special surprise as well. When you get, if you're lucky enough to win, not only do you get some comic books out of the pull box and your chance at a mug, but it's the only way you get the new official SlabHub magnet. The first piece of merch that, yeah, thank you, Chris, because I forgot to grab mine, featuring both logos on it. The other merch is going to get redesigned as soon as I can get the stupid editor to work. All right. Without further ado, let's say hello to a couple people, then we'll get started here real quick. Of course, New Mexico represented. Las Crucius, how you doing, sir? Kenneth, happy to have you with us. White Shadow, who mistakenly spelt dessert earlier, but he corrected his IG post very fast. Thank you very much for not making me look like a fool by having me say an old man living in the desert.
I make that mistake all the time.
I always, that's one of those words that I never mess up just because I always remember you want more dessert, so it's 2 S's.
For all my education, I can't spell worth crap. And
Neither can I.
But there are certain incessantly. It's too funny.
But there are certain hints that has just stuck with me, and it was always you want more dessert, so you have 2 S's. You want less dessert, so it's only 1 S.
Well, try being a Canadian where you have to throw the letter U in more words than what Americans do.
We just
and sometimes the R and the E get flipped around here in Canada to represent the fact that we're a bilingual country.
Yeah, there's a few others that are weird, but I mean, anyways, Biggie. Thanks for coming. Biggie was excited to have you on the show. Let's see. I already said White Shadow. We don't need to say him more than once. He's already getting a big head. Mike, how you doing? Beckerman, happy to have you here with us. Jason never could figure it out. Happy to have you. Oh, look at that. There he is. He's ready. We can get started now. James Willie says he wants to win. Mad Spidey. Thank you. Yeah, half asleep Ozzy got his AOK kit from got all the way to Aussie land in only 1 week. After, of course,
great video.
UPS decided that the most direct route to Australia from the San Francisco Bay Area was through Kentucky.
I thought you were going to say like London or something, but
no. Even worse. Let's go to Kentucky and then go back. They didn't throw any gold in it or something. They could have stopped by Fort Knox, picked up a few things. DJ Link Squad. Taylor Winder, how you doing?
I enjoyed the
be a
show with him
dick.
last week. That was very nice.
Oh yeah, Taylor's great.
Yeah.
He's at times an acquired taste, but once you acquire it, you can't get enough of him. Film Age Studio, how you doing there? Happy to have you guys. Yes, the legend has returned. Cole's comic. Look at them all here turning out. Digger Jim, Blue Hellion Comics. I'm trying to see. It's a comic bookworm. Stephen C. My goodness gracious. Soul Twice. What it do, Pikachu? All right. I think we're caught back up now. Good. Excellent. All right. Let's then go ahead and get us into the why can't there I go. It kept shifting on me there at the same time. Let us go ahead and get right into it, I suppose. Give the people what they want.
Yeah. So I was thinking more. Last time was just sort of a sampling, and this time I was trying to think of a theme, and I was having a tough time. And then a bat was flying around, and
there's kind of been in the news lately. It's like there's been a lot of talk about Batman for some reason.
Yeah, I mean Batman, he's a no-name character. Thought I'd go a little esoteric now, and
I mean, it is good to get one of those underrepresented characters from DC.
And I'm going to sort of start off early Bronze and go backwards in time. So,
oh boy.
So without further ado, I'll start with
it's just like a mystery box. We're going to start off
with the most modern comic I'm going to show here from 1977.
Jesus.
Marshall Rogers and Terry Austin cover. And I just that trade dress is the trade dress I remember as a kid. So and I just love this cover.
Batman's Detective Comics.
Yeah.
Detective Comics belongs to him.
That's right.
I'll be honest.
And this comic is the quote death of Hugo Strange, unquote. So
this time.
Yeah, this time exactly. But I was just perusing eBay a year or so ago, and I saw this and said, "Oh, I remember having it raw at some point," and I just pulled the trigger.
Great newsstand. I'll be honest. I'm a fan of Terry Austin, and I had no idea that he did any DC work in the 70s. Yeah, I know that he was the inker and colorist of choice for most of Marvel's primetime artists in the 80s, especially when it came to the mutant flavor, X-Men, X-Factor, whatever. Terry Austin was all over that. But yeah, I had no idea that he did any DC work. But yeah,
it's sort of a lot of people don't know Perez did a lot of Marvel too. Some of my favorite, they get known for one thing, but a lot of people have a history. And speaking of someone not known for Marvel, this guy is very well known for DC, and the next 10 or so slabs is going to be dedicated to this particular artist, which you will all know very well. And I'll start off with the
Neil Adams,
the big one here.
Yeah, it's very good. That's the first one we've had on the show that's better than mine. Better grade than mine.
Yeah. This I was lucky enough to get it a while back, and how can you not like this cover? And it really brought Joker from sort of the corny 60s goofy Joker of the Batman series type to the more sinister Joker of the Golden Age type, as I like to say.
And what everybody knows today.
Yeah. I think that's probably the most iconic Joker cover ever made.
I would say it is certainly the most iconic. You can no Golden Age Joker cover even comes close. Even I mean, there's a lot of great Golden Age covers, but this one is the cover.
And now that with more homages with that cover rolling out, like it just backs up that theory. Yeah,
it's such a good cover that I had to go get Neil Adams release for Joker #1 of the volume 2. That was the recent Joker series. He had his own series of covers where he homaged some of his classics, and that was the cover for #1, where he flipped them with Batman holding a card with Joker on it, whatever. And I had to go get it because it was so good.
Absolutely. And I mean, the number of amazing Neil Adams covers, I discover a new one all the time, even now.
Yeah, and that jaw cover, I would say it's probably somewhere between 3 and 5. There we go, Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul. Batman is in trouble. Great Desert. See, this is a Murphy Anderson file copy. They call it a pedigree, but
Right.
No one ever really owned it. Murphy Anderson stuck it in the file somewhere, so it's in good condition. So I don't consider this a pedigree so much, but what a great cover. I mean,
yeah,
you can't do better than that.
I always loved
Fabulous.
those the headlights, the DC headlights at the top for some reason.
Oh yes,
that
this
was
is
just
not a great cut. A lot of people love for the circles to be
round.
uncut, so to speak.
Right.
Uncircumcised. I don't know.
There you go.
Like this one is a pretty
that's
good
appropriate for SlabHub.
If you look at the two circles of 20 cent at DC, it's almost perfect. The 20 cent just touches the top there. Some people will literally reject a book based on that. I know I have some friends who are so
Neil Adams is a legendary artist. Just ask him; he'll tell you.
After he collects your $50 bill.
With greatness sometimes comes a big ego. So what can you do? Yeah,
he does tell the best jokes though.
Yeah. Now this is another Neil Adams. I just love this cover, and it was actually featured in a sticker or a pen, I believe, for DC at some point.
Oh boy!
So
that's another iconic cover.
And you'll find a lot of them have moons or the sun in the background coming down low, and just him going along the rooftops. And 70s Batman, early 70s Batman, very good storylines, art, you name it. It was prime time for Batman resurgence.
So is that a Denny O'Neil story for that one, Doc?
I believe it is. Yep.
Okay.
Almost all. I mean, it is Denny O'Neil. And this is actually Wrightson actually helped out with the cover on this too. So it's Neil Adams and
what a Hall of Fame team for that book. My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was looking for this one for a while, and I saw it at pretty lower grades, but I managed to catch this one when I first got back into comic collecting a number of years ago. First thing I went after were really Silver and Bronze Age, and I just went on an Adams kick, and was lucky enough to get a lot of good stuff.
Banger after banger. We're not even 5 deep yet.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Bernie
Wrightson was suggesting a storyline for this, which, so he's credited, but this is a pure Neil Adams cover, Denny O'Neil story.
Incredible.
And I don't know where you guys fall, but a lot of us like to make fun of Robin and say, "Oh, if only he'd actually been killed," or we like to trash Robin a little bit. Although I really do like Robin deep down, but I sort of a lot of people appreciate Batman before Robin and felt like Robin dumbed it down.
I never really cared much for I was one of the people who did not care for Jason Todd all that much,
right?
But I've Tim Drake and Damian and Dick Grayson, all of them. Although probably I think that I tend to really like Tim Drake the most, and he's so under appreciated. I think of all the Robins.
Yeah. And my theme, as I told you guys before, when I sampled, I like keys. I admit it. I like excellent covers. Anything that's sentimental to me, and the Bronze Age is all sentimental to me. And I go for other stuff, which we'll talk about. But I know you like signature series.
That's my kid.
So this is for Rob here. I wasn't planning on getting a signed copy, but this happened to be at a store I go to all the time, and it's Giella and Neil Adams signed.
I've never seen that cover before, but that's great signature placement right below Batman in the water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, my camera's not focusing perfectly here.
Oh, that's great.
He's doing the old playing possum, and not even playing possum. He has his decoy there, and he's sneaking up on him. It's I think Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul are in this, so it's on that line. Great cover though. Yeah,
great.
Yeah, the number of Neil Adams covers that aren't particularly famous but are still amazing is just.
What was the release date on that one, Doc?
This is 1971, September.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
we're already into books that are older than me.
These are still the modern books of what I'm going to show today.
That's right. Oh yes.
First Two-Face in the Silver Age. So
Love that book.
yeah,
Bring
it's
it.
a,
Yeah.
you know, Batman
That's
helpless,
So good.
in trouble.
fantastic. Can you read us the liner notes on the right side of that then?
Yeah,
Where
first
the inter-
Silver Age appearance of Two-Face and Robin backup story. Neil Adams, Denny O'Neil, the usual suspects. Irv Novak does some interior art.
Yeah.
And if you get somebody's raw, a lot of this is when Neil Adams often did the interior work too, which, you know, for after a while he started mostly doing covers. But
This is funny. He says it's got a Swamp Thing feel to it. But, you know, actually what I think of when I see this cover is I always think of Submariner 13 from the Silver Age, which
oh yeah,
was the ship in the water.
yep. This now I'm going to mix it between Detective Comics and Batman. So right now we just got a slew of Batman, but this is Detective Comics. I like the red trade dress here. This is the first appearance of Talia al Ghul, so it's a key.
One of those ones I'm missing from my Ra's al Ghul collection.
In an 8.5, that's just tremendous, Doc. Look at that.
Yeah,
with all that black 8.5. Well done.
Yeah,
you know what? We haven't done this in a while. I got what book is this one again? I forgot off the top of my head.
This is 411. Detective
Comics. Let's take a quick. We haven't done a value check in a long time on this show. So Detective Comics.
411.
411. There it is. It's already in my queue because I've looked at it multiple times as I've been trying to decide on pulling the trigger on a copy. And an 8.5. Not bad. Still a very affordable book. 8.5, a fair market value on it is $675 with recent sales below $600 over the last year. Average sales are below $600. So the FMV is being pulled up by some of the sales above it. Wow.
If she gets her opportunity in a movie, look out.
It depends on what grade you want. If you want a 9.8, you're going to spend a lot of money.
Yeah, no. I mean,
you can get the comic. It's not going to be to get a reader grade comic. These are not
that a 9.6 on that book sold for $10,000 this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're once you get into the 8s, you're sub $600.
Yeah.
So you're in the very affordable range for a quality collectible.
One of the many things that have really had, I mean, everything's gone up in value. We all know that.
Yeah.
But 9.8 bronze has gone absolutely nuts. It's always been a bit of a logarithmic jump from a 9.2 to a 9.6 or 8, but it's gotten
the 6.8 is 6.8 used a 9.6 to a 9.8 used to be about a twofold. Now it runs a 4 to 6x.
Yeah,
typically for the difference on a 9.6 to a 9.8 to the point where once you start talking about Bronze Age and older books, unless you're just a big money guy and got to be a 9.8 all the way or bust, it doesn't make sense to do it because there's gonna, as it goes up, there's less and less buyer there. So even if you're doing it from an investment standpoint or a flipping standpoint or whatever the case may be, you're not there. Now, if it's just you for your collection and you got all the money in the world, knock yourself out. Otherwise, the value is definitely a couple notches lower.
There's like a sweet spot for if you want to sell it, where a lot of people can buy it. And I mean, unless you just want to put it out on auction, and then you're going to get. But you have to deal with, it depends on what kind of level of work you want to do to sell a comic. If you just want to auction it, you're going to take a cut with the buyer's premiums. And
we've seen so much of this lately, especially in this low grade range and some of these super Silver Age keys and stuff, where they're actually driving up the books above them value now instead of the higher books pulling them up, which is just because there's so many people can only.
Truth be told, although I have some nice grades here, I've never been, I need the high. I haven't been going, I need to get the best grade. I'm going to upgrade to the best grade. Usually once I have a book, I lose all my impetus to even upgrade unless it's really obvious and available. But at the time I bought most of these, if I had been a little more judicious, a little more, I'm going to buy high grades, I would have been better off. But we all have the what if stories that are just
those are total solid, right? It's like 8.5 is a beautiful collectible.
I don't, and
Yeah.
Speaking of getting rid of Robin here, so this is one of my favorite green covers, and just
yeah, that's
and it has a little date stamp sort of on Ra's al Ghul's face, which I don't mind it. It's certainly probably
it's better than mine, which has the printing error. So mine is half the so on mine you get this printing error that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, it has a big white out.
I gotta admit, like I'm not into getting the Batman keys yet, just because I'm working on an ASM run. But once that's completed, I'm kind of thinking I may start knocking off a couple. But that's where I'm going to start, just because I find Ra's al Ghul the most interesting rogue of Batman's rogue gallery. He's just so much fun. He's just such a different character. And then when you throw Talia in on top of it, once you have a good writer that can handle the DC's franchise, and when you put together Talia al Ghul, it's a home run every time. That's why I really wish Alan Moore would have done a little bit more with it.
I even enjoyed him on the Arrow show. My kids were watching it a while back, and I enjoyed watching that. I think that's a great choice, Chris, because Batman, you can get keys in all ages with Batman real easy. And I mean, you can go from the absurdly expensive to the pretty reasonable, depending on what grade you want. And I think Bronze Age DC is a little undervalued compared to how everything else has gone. I guess all DC is sort of undervalued.
Yeah, and I've
Golden Age, forget it.
I have found with Batman, because unlike Chris, I can't just focus on one run at a time. I'm running multiple runs simultaneously, like an idiot. When I've been working on my Batman from, started up working down in chunks. So right now I'm working on my 200 to 350 range.
Yeah,
and really the overwhelming majority of the books in a mid-high grade raw books, they're not that, they're $20, $30 books for the most part, with the exceptional key here and there. Obviously, I've recently, this last movie's kind of killed me in trying to get my Silver Age Riddler. That one I was hoping this movie was going to tank just to help me out, but apparently that's not going to happen. Anyway,
well, I am I'm going to watch it. I'm going to drag my kids to it. But right before this, I was actually watching Shang-Chi for the first time.
Too
and I was
many.
just at the bus scene. It was quite nice. So I'm catching up on all my movies. I'm way behind. But here's not a very well-known book, but it's a very nice black cover. And in two ways, it's black, and it's also a Black Pride sort of Black Panther Batman comic from, typical. Neil Adams was very socially conscious, so he had a lot of interesting comics like this. And this is a good grade for a all black comic at 9.4.
Incredible.
9.4 is a good grade for any comic.
I saw
even books today.
Honestly. Yeah.
What's the release on that one, Doc?
This is 1971 March.
Right. So right in the middle of that socially conscious era. Yep. That is fantastic. What a great cover. I've never seen that before today.
Yeah, it's a lot of, as I said, I go for I like keys. I also like just cool covers and stuff from my era. I'm all for it. This is one of my favorite detective comic Neil Adams covers. Ooh. First is League of Assassins.
Yeah.
Oh.
So who's stalking who here? You got the Moon, you got Batman hiding in a tree, and these guys are coming after him, and it's just
that's the first League of
Assassins.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I thought I'm thinking of League of Shadows or something. I think it was in Strange Adventures or something.
And one of the things that annoys me a little bit about these Bronze Age books is they often have Robin or Batgirl here, but you really can't see Batgirl too much in the.
Just remind you that
you have such good covers, and then they'll have a character sometimes placed a little off. I'll give you a big example of where it annoys me the most soon. But this one's well done. This is
Neil Adams loves the Moon. Like, it's always the full moon when Neil Adams is selling a cover.
Or even that Ra's al Ghul in the desert when Batman's helpless and defeated. That's the sun in the back. It's like the sun is coming down. So it's one or the other. Now, this next guy is a whole run. He was one of my first memories of as a kid. Sorry. I remember getting a Treasury edition and reading a number of stories on the Man-Bat. So,
Oh yes.
so it's so the next few are going to feature Man-Bat. And
I think he's such a fun character. My first introduction to Man-Bat was an Action Comics annual from the mid to late 80s that featured both Batman and Superman, and they were taking on the Man-Bat with the artwork, both the cover and the interior is done by Arthur Adams, and that was the reason why I picked it up.
nice.
But yeah, after that, whenever I saw Man-Bat on the cover, I generally picked up that. Yeah, it's such a just a different, fun character.
And not many people know this. This is an homage to Rob's wedding night. Yeah, it's
I got her.
no,
I got her.
25 years ago.
yeah. I guess this predates that. So people are like,
Rob is hauling ass.
It was the inspiration for yeah. Well,
Now-
chloroform and Stockholm syndrome will do wonders for your relationship.
Speaking of moons, and again, Neil Adams loves Moon, and this is just a great example of it. And Batman's look of surprise, I just think it's very well done. And
And more lanterns. It's Neil
Yep.
Adams and his lanterns. Just
Yes.
for like,
yep. So you will get a good amount of Neil Adams here. And lastly, can't go without his first appearance. This is Man-Bat's first appearance.
awesome.
Detective Comics 400. I feel the trade dress kills it a little with the yellow. I don't know, but I love the skyline in the back and the bottom there.
It is
Yep.
a little busy, but yeah, the background work, especially with the river there and the light or the moonlight catching the river, is
It's
terrific.
so well done. And you got the Chrysler building there, so he actually was drawing some legitimate buildings of New York or Gotham. And just
Wow.
now this last one's everybody knows this one. It's an example where the Robin placement annoys me a little, but it's the homage of homages for tech. Anybody doesn't know, this is the homage for Detective Comics 31, which is considered one of the best golden age covers of
Wow.
period, just hands down.
Yeah.
As I recall, this one is just the whole key to this is just it's the cover, right? There's no
Yeah.
and there's
Oh,
something
yeah.
left. There's nothing else in this
This
one. Yeah.
this is pretty much like Silver Surfer 4 is so popular because
With
it
Thor.
has an
Mhm.
amazing cover. This
So-
just has an amazing cover. I mean, that's it. There's really no.
So what's it say in the right corner there, Doc? Then
It
from
says
CGC?
Detective Comics 31 cover homage, classic cover, hanging panels, Robin backup story. And
Yeah.
speaking of Robin, so you can see why if Robin weren't there, I feel like the cover it's just sort
It
of
would have been, yeah, it's kind of like some of this
Yeah.
weird logo. It's like
yeah.
I got a shrinky dink. Let's just put it on.
Yeah. So it's just, and again, I don't think have we had a cover without a moon yet? I don't know, or a sun.
Wow. Iconic.
This is
Robin's
still
always the damned way.
Neil Adams.
Here we
We're
go.
in the 60s now.
Yeah.
And this, I just love this cover. Catwoman and her buddies catching Batman. I got this a long time ago, and this was purely, I saw it. It was a cover by, I said, oh yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that trade dress up top there. I gotta admit, I know the 70s era with the bat logo and everything, but I always like that one where it was his shoulders and his head.
100% agree with you, Chris. I feel like the other one has more sentimental value, but this is a better trade dress for sure.
Yeah,
Hands down.
Yeah. Battle of the Sexes. It's a great
Yeah.
cover.
200th edition special. Probably my favorite pink cover.
Love it.
Oh, covers on the cover.
Yep.
Nice.
And this is the last Neil Adams I'm showing. So we're going to move to a Murphy. We're going to move to a Carmen Infantino, Murphy
Oh.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
boy, there we
run
go.
here. I got 5 more, and then we can do our break. But this is one of my favorite. This trade dress is just so
the trade dress, the whole thing, the cover.
It's like something you see today.
It just so beautiful.
Wow.
And I have a copy, but it's beat to hell.
I'm curious how many people in the chat have seen this before. This is just fantastic.
My buddy J Hood Creative was showing he's a very knowledgeable Batman. He loves Batman artists, and he was doing a whole thing, and he actually showed this. I'd never seen it before. I literally just got on eBay and bought this. It's like 6.5. It was a buy it now. It wasn't that expensive, but I was like, I just loved it. This
is kind of the way the Batman art is too. It kind of reminds us of that one that we saw the other day, Chris, that Aquaman.
Yes,
which exactly I had to go out and go. Which I went out and go bought.
The Aquaman 43 that I showed with him.
That was iconic as well.
Black Manta about to toss. Yeah, that's
the triangle effect.
It's funny you should say that, because I showed those two together as two of my favorite sort of off the beaten path trade dresses at some point. I can't remember.
Question is, what number is that issue there?
Oh, good question. It is 194. Batman 194.
Terrific. Yeah. Like I said, I was curious how many people in the chat have actually seen that cover before. I've seen it once, but it was years ago at a con, and I kind of thought that the book was released at that particular year, just because we see that style of cover done today, but in the 60s it was pretty rare.
Yeah, they did a lot of things with trade dresses. I have another one that I think of as I forget which number Flash is, where the trade dress is massive and he has all the villains. I'll show it at some point. It's a great, and it's just an example where Carmen Infantino, I don't know if it was Infantino behind it or who was behind the different styles there, but they actually hired guys who just did the trade dresses back then, and I'm blanking on the name, but there's a famous TC guy who did almost everything in the Silver Age. My memory. This is well known, obviously, and we got the again Carmen Infantino, Murphy Anderson.
Never seen this. What's the significance?
No one's ever seen this one before.
Right.
Great purple cover. I love her high heel there, like she's running.
Well, all female superheroes are superior because they do it in either non-existent outfits with no protection,
right,
and high heels, or
the rest of her outfit's about as practical as it gets, right?
Well, capes are super practical for crime fighting. We've discussed that on Sidekicks.comics.
Yes. So I got this in a trade with Bonafide Comics. He really wanted. I had a Sensation Comics number 20, which is a great Wonder Woman cover.
Right.
And he just wanted it, and he was like, "Well, what do you want that I might have?" And I was like, "Well, I'm really trying to get this," and and I said about the value of the comics. We just did a straight up trade for it, and
the cool thing about that cover is now it's starting to get homage the way that it should be. Whenever we have Batgirl showing up in a particular issue, there's been a lot of artists having fun with that cover.
Right.
Can't wait till Man Cave shows some real keys.
Yes. Oh yes.
Oh no, this one.
Yes.
Again, Carmen Infantino and Joe Giella.
Yeah.
And I love this cover. It's a real good villain cover. And Scarecrow cover. This is the second Scarecrow cover appearance, I think, in comics. So it's but his first Silver Age appearance, period.
Yeah.
And just beautiful.
That was one that I had gotten it, and then I had to upgrade it. And so what's on my wall today is my upgrade over my original, just because it's such a wonderful, wonderful cover.
And see, the trade dress works with the whole scene altogether, in my opinion. But again, full moon. But again, another
not Neil Adams though.
No, true. But it's almost like Batman operates at night or something.
Yes. And some people don't like the checker top. I don't mind it. I mean, it wasn't my era.
Those are iconic. So
it gives it flavor.
when I was a kid wandering the flea markets in the 70s, if I saw that, I immediately gravitated toward knowing it was old. That's all that counted.
Yeah,
This is
again,
an
one
old
of those
comic.
characters.
If it was 10 cents, that's all that mattered. 10 cents were always worth more than 12 cents, were always worth more than 15 centers, and etc. That was the hierarchy. End of story. Doesn't matter the condition, doesn't matter the key appearance. That was that in the when I was looking, that was it.
Again, one of those characters like Ra's al Ghul that is just greatly respected. There's like very little talk when you have that villain show up where you're like, oh great, it's another Ra's al Ghul story, or oh great, it's another Scarecrow story. It's like, finally
Jesus.
we don't have a Joker. Oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a better copy of this than mine, though.
All right, we're just rolling out the Rogues Gallery keys now.
This is one of the few. I actually have a Raw as well that also has a pinup, but it has a huge chunk. It just has a full spine rip in it, but so I decided just to keep it raw. But it's a nice book, yeah.
I love this. Shop for Comics has joined us. He's at Disneyland with his family. He's watching us from the queue at the.
Oh, awesome!
And this will be the last before the giveaway. And I wasn't planning this, Rob, but you were mentioning you were having a hard time.
Oh yeah.
And,
that's the one I've been looking for, but I just can't pull the trigger on it right now.
Yeah.
It's just
now's not the time. Now's not the time with the Batman movie, Riddler on the Ascension. It's wait, patience.
Exactly.
You'll get it. Just
Exactly. like I'll be on the lookout eventually to upgrade my Batman 181 that you had shown as well too, because mine it's off getting encapsulated just for the sake of encapsulating. It's going to come back, I know, a 0.5 because I paid $30 for it because it was missing the pinup. And
I got it on Comic Link about 2 years ago, I think. So
nice.
I always leave the stickers on. It helps me remember where I got these things.
Now, Doc, from my vantage point, that looks like it should be at least a 7.5. Can you tell us why it's at a 4?
I can.
Like it looks bright and vibrant.
Honestly, it could use a pressing probably. I mean, this thing,
when
you look at it, it is absolutely. It's really hard to see on the camera.
Okay.
But
does it have any corner creases?
Yeah. So this was not pressed. I guarantee that. If I had the energy and the will, I'd probably send it for all that, but I probably won't. But it's
probably, Chris. My guess would be on something like that. There's an inch or longer color breaking crease somewhere.
Oh yeah, there is right here is a pretty significant.
Yeah, that's the one I saw, but I don't know if that would bring it down to 4.0 though.
No, but if you get one, it's like either
it has a bit of a spine roll too. Yeah, it's
so it could use some TLC.
It's a legitimate. Yeah. I mean, it looks sort of. These cameras are like Mylar. They make comics look better.
Well, and there are certain as we've talked about many times. There's a lot of things that can cause a book's grade to go down, defects that don't necessarily affect the main part of the image of the book. It can make a book very presentable, which is where a lot of those really desirable low grade books are for collectors, is that you can get into a book, like my Rhino in a 3.0, it looks phenomenal. It's got a couple minor pinholes in it. You can't see the pinholes
and they grade the back cover and front cover equally. So if you have a really crappy back cover, but you can have a really beautiful front cover, the grade will be substantially lowered.
Torn interior pages.
Yep.
Those will all those types of things will go. So
okay, before we get into this, fam, everyone that's watching, we got 34 to 36 people hanging out with us. Make sure you hit that thumbs up before we start rocking and rolling into the fun stuff right now.
Yeah, and don't forget, while you're at it, of course, you'll see the information scrolling across the bottom. Make sure you subscribe up to Man Cave, both his YouTube, even though he says he's not been putting out a lot of content right now, but give him a follow there on Instagram as well. And besides, if you follow him on YouTube, you don't know, he might change up. He might start putting out
at some point I'll do something.
And then you'll be first in line to know that the stuff is there.
No doubt.
All right.
So, we could take a little break and give some stuff away, man.
All right, so let's do the hashtag Man Cave greater than Batman.
Oh, well, let's not exaggerate.
We'll go ahead and get that running. But first, while you guys go start typing that, let's take an intermission.
In It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot. There's delicious coffee, freshly brewed, and all kinds of ice cream and candy to tempt you. Showtime will be announced loud and clear to get you back to your car in time. So stretch your legs. Come to the snack bar now.
Hey, we're back.
Well, I know when I think drive-in movies, I want a coffee.
No doubt.
Whole night sitting in your car. Sometimes that was what would I know? I didn't go to drive-ins as the driver, but I wasn't drinking coffee back. I wasn't drinking coffee back then. But yeah. All right. So let's see, Chris. What you got coming up this week?
Today, I'm going to be releasing another Walmart blind pack video. They seem to be pretty popular. People are interested to see what you get in those blind packs from Walmart. So I'll be releasing a video at some point this afternoon. Tomorrow, 2 cool guys, 2 hot picks. Tomorrow night is going to be very exciting on the Legion of Comics channel. Myself, new guy Ryan from the Cosmic Campfire, and Mark, obviously from Legion of Comics. We're going to be welcoming the Miranda brothers live, and we're going to be talking all things We Live. I'm incredibly excited to talk about We Live. Most people that know me know that I'm a fan of that story, and the fact that number 1 for the second volume came out this past New Comic Book Day is quite the coup that we're going to get those 2 creators on. Monday, I'll be having a Torpedo Comics mystery box unopening where I'm going to be trying to get a 9.8 copy of ASM 300. Woo woo. And after that, Wednesday, it's an open invitation for everyone to come out and do a hangout as we celebrate New Comic Book Day and show off the books that we got.
Hopefully, I will be there with less books than last time.
Oh, it was an expensive New Comic Book Day for you.
2 weeks in a row, yeah. For those of you guys who are here who maybe not are new to the channel and haven't been here previously, wondering what the hell this hashtag thing is, because I did not fully explain it before we went to intermission. My apologies, bad host. This is for we have a box of comic books. We're going to do 6 book pool. And there's a chance to win additional prizes in there. So hashtag Man Cave Greater Than Batman. We'll give you a few more moments, and then we are going to go ahead and do the poll because we got 32 entries out of 42 viewers. We will give you about another 15 seconds. We'll do our poll, and then we'll get back into some hot slabbing action. Excellent. Man Cave, you got anything coming up, Doc?
Oh, not really. I have nothing coming up.
You'll be
hanging out with you guys.
You just be hanging out and be a member of the community. Sometimes
I'm trying to think because I'm on a few shows. Sometimes I'm on the Hunt with Tony Sanders. I think I told you about it before, but they only call me down periodically to come duke it out with somebody. And it's sort of a wrestling / show your comic show. And nice. It's But how much does a 9.8 300 go for nowadays, Chris? Since you just
it's a 5-figure book easily. Torpedo Comics, they kind of overvalue their stuff. I thought it was like a 12,000. I might be wrong, but
I'm pulling it up right now. A direct copy, an ASM 300 9.8. Oops, hold on. Oops. Where's my? Oh, I switched my window, so now everyone can see, but that's fine. There you go, $5,200. Wow. Average sales.
Okay,
and that's a direct, so a newsstand will just even go crazier, huh?
In a 9.8, yeah, I would assume so. Here, go back newsstand. They've got it just under 10 grand on FMV. Wow. No sales though recently. So that's just speculative based off of about a 3.5x on a 9.6. So
I stand corrected. But yeah, I thought it was a 5-figure book, but I'm sure one day in the
there's-
next year or two it may hit there. Let's be honest.
You know, to be honest, there's so many copies in existence. I mean, I didn't. All right, well, we're delaying this. As long as we're on this topic, let's go back and take a look, just real quick, out of idle curiosity.
What the census is? Yeah.
Yeah. So if I slide this over, so there's 1,209 Blue Label, another 289 signature series on CGC. I don't think they have the census they don't have the census up for CVCS yet. So it's not exactly a rare book, right? There's a lot of them out there. So, but it's a popular book. So,
yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and let's do a pull. Let's go ahead and draw. Our winner is
Boom.
Cole's Comic Claims. Congratulations.
Nice.
All right, so let's go ahead and Doc.
Why don't we just go back and forth from the
All
back
right.
and then from the front, from the back, from the front. Just keep going like
You
that
got
every
it.
time. So go right there.
First book up.
Stop it, Taylor.
Spider-Woman 11. New
Ooh.
Spider-Woman suit. First appearance of the Brothers of the Swords.
Wow.
Nice.
And of course, it's a Thanos cover.
Yeah.
So, you know who wants it? DJ wants it.
DJ likes it. DJ,
Thanos covers
preach it
are
to
always
Cole.
good, man. Like a Galactus cover. To me, a Thanos cover is always a good cover. Go. Right there.
We have Batman, this I Am Batman, or the next Batman, Second Son, 4 of 4. This is signed by Norm Rapmond.
Oh, signed in red there, right? Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Terrific.
It was a little COA. Congratulations.
That's a nice cover.
That signature actually accents the picture the art pretty nicely. Right there.
Beta Ray Bill, number 1.
Woo!
That was a great story. Daniel Warren Johnson, I believe, did that miniseries. That was a real fun read.
Is that from the recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I had that on my pull. I don't think I had that specific cover, but yeah, I enjoyed that.
That was a variant. Mhm.
Yeah. Right there.
All right, we have a lenticular cover.
Ooh.
Secret Warriors, Nick Fury.
Homage to the first Nick Fury,
Yeah.
or I'd say a replica, a lenticular replica.
Secret Warriors.
Those are great covers. The Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., first
Mhm.
Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow, yeah.
Those Scarecrow covers are
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, good storytelling as well.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more.
Right there, Rob.
Ooh, bright and early.
Uh-oh. All right.
Here we go.
So first of all, the book is Dynamite.
Dynamite. Die.
Double
Double.
pulls.
You
All
got
right.
the daily double.
That means we get 2 more after that? Or
No. Instead of 6 pulls, he gets 12 pulls.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
So
Boom.
let's do 1 more to get the 6 done.
Yeah,
and then
let's get that 6 right there, Rob. Right there. Get it
Right
right,
there.
early. Right at the tip of the slab there.
Money
Lord,
Shot
Money
number
Shot.
1.
How fitting for this show, gentlemen. How
Now, Money
fitting.
Shot, I collect nuclear
he
bomb
got a
covers.
mug.
I'm still looking for a high grade number 3. Oh wow. You
So
familiar
slap-
with Money Shot 3? It's a nuclear bomb cover, but it looks like she's having,
Yeah.
a state of rapture, we'll just say.
We can say it on this show.
Congratulations.
The show's
on
logo
joining the
kind of
club.
puts you in. There's not a lot off.
You got a
limits. All
mug,
right.
you got a daily double. We got it all here. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
All right.
heat
Grab
up.
can I just grab a bunch then? Let's do the first 6 from the front. You've been going on the back there,
Oh.
right? There you go. First 6. Let's just knock those out. See what we got. See how well he mixes this up.
Watch your back there, Rob, putting that down.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Brace that
So
core
first
when you're
up-
doing that.
Venom,
Oh,
issue 28.
man. Terrific.
Tyler Kirkham.
Terrific.
We have Old Man Quill #1, signed by Robert Gill.
Very
Oh,
good.
cool.
Old man
And
Star
it also
Lord.
has a Guardian I Am Groot card with it. You have a Justice League of America.
Oh
Ooh,
boy.
all
Oh
right.
boy.
Older one there,
There we
52-page
go.
big special.
A
That looks
bronze.
in great shape too.
Yeah.
This is issue 99.
Nice.
How about some Rob Liefeld Snake Eyes with no feet? The fog is rolling in just in time to cover up the feet.
Timing is everything.
Get this.
How about the Avengers 165?
Nice. With
Wow.
Yeah. And
Mount
last up,
Nefaria.
Venom Dark Origins, issue
Hmm.
505.
There's
That's
a
a
lot
great
lot
cover,
going
too.
on there.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Nice.
Wow. Cole.
Wow.
My goodness.
All right.
My goodness, Cole. Prepare yourself a thank you card to
There
Rob.
you
That's
go.
just terrific. Wow.
So there's a stack for you, Cole.
Boom.
And you get the SlabHub mug as well. So you're going to be getting a bigger box. This
There you
Welcome
go.
to the club.
Now hook them
All
up.
right. So, yeah, I think I have your information, Cole. If not, I'll reach out. Cole's Comic Claims. Whew.
Wow.
Shipping ain't
Nice.
going to be cheap this week. Now, maybe, I don't know, but Cole might win the second half too. Then I would actually even out on shipping.
It ain't over yet, folks.
All right. Let's get back into some slabbing action here.
We're in the early 60s now, and it's except for the very first one I showed, this is going to be the first non-Infantino Adams in a while. So Sheldon Moldoff was known for his comics. Now this is not my favorite cover, but I do like it because Penguin's on the front. But it is.
He's on the front. It's. Isn't that the first Silver Age appearance of the Penguin?
It is the first Silver Age appearance of Penguin. The second cover appearance is better. I wish they.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
I do like this comic though. I mean, it's very early 60s, late 50s, and what can you say?
It's got a little bit of camp to it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what mine's off. It's been at CBCS for a few months now. Can't wait for it.
So we'll wait to see what Rob's getting.
I think mine's coming back like a 5.5. So
that's good. That's good.
That's good enough.
Now this one is a first appearance, and it's a really cool cover, and it's Kurt Swan. Love the trade dress here.
Oh my goodness!
That is a book that has just gone meteoric lately.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's 1959, so we're in the 50s officially. And,
that's Batman number.
It's 121.
121, yeah.
Yep.
So that's a book that, I mean, Jesus. Obviously, first appearance of Mr. Freeze, but back then known as
He was Mr. Zero.
Mr. Zero, that's right.
Yeah, then he became Mr. Freeze the next time.
So that's a book right now, 3.5. The FMV on it sitting at $1,800 with a 90-day average sales of $19.20.
Really?
For a 3.5. That is a book that right now the only on FMV scale only a 0.5, which is basically incomplete, is less than $1,000, and even that's sitting in an FMV of $950.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when DC comics from the 50s are not too, they're scarce, so when they get popular, they get a lot more,
Yeah, that book is a reason why I've decided that my Batman run is going to stop at 150.
Yeah,
and I'm not going below 150 unless I just happen to get books. I'm not worried about filling out that part of my run.
Now, man, we're seeing all the rogues gallery here.
This is a Win Mortimer cover, and this is the only comic that I'm showing that's really I barely consider it a Batman comic. It's technically a Batman comic, but Tech 225 is known for something else, really. It's the first appearance of Martian Manhunter from Mars.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Look the FMV of that one up. 3.0, 225. Detective Comics 225.
225, you say?
Oh my goodness. Incredible.
Kurt's Win Mortimer. Not the best cover. I honestly really do. This is an example where I love a key.
3.0.
Martian Manhunter was one of my favorite 1980s, 90s characters. I loved his when he was in a Justice League reboot. I just enjoyed Martian Manhunter. And
in a 3.0, you're sitting at a 2150.
Right.
This is one of those ones where I look at FMV for a second. I got puzzled look in my head because I'm going down. It's like, okay, 2150, but a 2.5 is sitting at 26.
Right. So it's a pretty.
So it hasn't evened out.
So why is it 2.5 would be higher, but then it goes down to 1900, 1600, 1500, and then a 0.5 at 2054. So there's some weird stuff going on.
It's just not a common comic. It's 1955.
Yeah.
DC Comics from the mid 50s earlier. This is considered the Silver Age because Showcase 4, a lot of people consider that the first Silver Age.
Yeah.
And that's
actually what it is.
I think it's slightly after this or slightly before it. I'm blanking.
There's just not enough sales to get a good FMV because if you look, but within the last year on either side, you have a 2.5 that sold for 2,800 and you have a 3.5 that sold for 2,750.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now you'll have to look. I mean, not to have you look these things up, but these are scarce comics. This comic is highly prized. It's scarce. It's a Lou Sayer Schwartz cover, but it is a very sought after late golden age comic. So it's atomic era when superheroes were not particularly popular, so they weren't selling that well. And pre-code horror was super popular. Romance comics, cowboy comics, all those war comics were somewhat popular, but not superheroes. So this is a tough one to get.
Oh my goodness.
And it's Tech 168.
Oh my goodness.
This is the telling of Joker's origin story, basically.
Wow.
Are you ready for that one? Although the FMV is based off of the last sale at a 3.0 was 2 years ago in 2020. It was $7,777.
Yeah.
Ironically, the most recent sale logged, according on Go Collect, the only sale in the last year was at a 1.8, sold for $9,000.
Yeah, it's not. I wasn't looking for this, but a friend of mine wanted to sell it, and he let me pay it off over a few months, to say the least. So, and this was a while back, so it's gone up since then. So, I was very kind of him, and
if a 1.8 sold for $9, that means that's a $12,000 book.
Probably, it could be. Could be. And it's scarcity is part of the issue, and it's tough to get in high grade, to say the least. And
the colors look terrific.
Joker's such a loved character. It's the origin story of the Joker. So,
Doc, can you read us what's on the right side of that label?
Sure.
Put that
First
one down?
appearance of the Red Hood identity, origin of the Joker.
Yeah. So, from a scarcity standpoint, there are 168 total graded copies, including 1 signature and 32 restored.
Right.
Ironically, that 3.0 grade is the most common grade, with 18 copies on.
What's the highest grade, out of curiosity?
9.2. There are 2 of them.
Wow. What? That would be.
Yeah, there are 2 9.2s on Census.
No, Rob, you said there was one
blue labels,
one yellow label.
One yellow label.
Who's the creative team on that particular issue then?
This is, as I said, Lou Sayer Schwartz cover, but Bill Finger story.
Okay.
So Bill Finger, one of the OG writers.
And I can't tell you, the sale was last sale of that was so long ago that I can't look it up to see who signed it. But
yeah. So it's to me, it's the best Atom Age superhero comic, which isn't it's not a lot of competition. So, so here's for you, Rob. This one. My LCS, a guy at my LCS got this a bit ago, and again, my LCS guy loves slabs and loves Golden Age, and he doesn't mind holding comics for me for a long time, so he held this for a while. And we got
First Riddler.
a 1.0. You got a big gash out of the Penguin's tuchus there. I mean,
He's laughing so hard he farted.
Yeah.
It's cream to off-white pages, and it's a bit of a beat-up book for sure. There's no doubt about it, but it's complete.
Year?
Complete.
Yeah.
1948.
1948. So I know my dad's a little beat up too, and he's about that age. So
Gotcha. Yep. Yep. It's amazing how when you think about what was going on, who
you think about the fact that you're talking about a book that's coming up on it's 75 years old essentially. It's fair that it's not in mint condition.
Yeah.
In an era when everybody handled them and passed them around and threw them about and traded them and folded them and put in their back pockets and
And this is another Win Mortimer cover. He did a lot of the Batman in this era, and I can't complain. So now we're getting into the Golden Age, into the Golden Age.
DJ's,
Yeah, that's right.
So this one is the first cover appearance of Catwoman on Batman, not period,
right?
On Batman, and
yes,
it's
Iconic. What a great cover.
And Jack Burnley cover.
Because it was practical to wear a skirt while climbing buildings.
Yes.
No everybody knows that.
A lot of Daisy Gun ads in these Golden Age.
And they're so colorful. Them and like the sell shoes, right? Whether it's the Atomic Ann or the
6.5.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and I got this early on when I first started getting Golden Age stuff, and even Golden Age has gone up. The Golden Age used to be somewhat of a bargain. I'm telling people now that when Marvel was going crazy and all these comics were going up, Golden Age wasn't moving too much, at least non-keys. This is not really a key, but now people are catching up. These comics are
the big name books or the really, really rare ones. Yeah. There's others of them though that there's a lot of good values still to be had out there.
Oh yeah.
I just picked up another probably a mid-grade Captain Marvel book from 1948.
I was just about to say, Rob, that
it's like about $50.
Fawcett comics with Captain Marvel or Captain Marvel Jr. Those are some really good. Yeah, if you want good deals for.
Oh, nice.
My goodness.
So this is Batman 38, Jim Mooney and Dick Sprang cover.
Oh man.
This is Jim Mooney's first Batman work. So.
What issue number is that one?
This is 38 from 1947. We're still post-war. So.
So was that monthly at that point then, Doc, or was that still seasonally?
They listed as the December, January issue. So
okay, so it was bi-monthly.
I'm not 100%. Yeah.
And that's a 5.0.
Still had somewhat the small trade dress.
$1,000.
It had the small trade dress. The trade dress was bigger earlier on.
Yep.
And it's a nice. I like this. What drew me to this cover was the fact that he was blasting Robin with fire. So I was like, oh, I like that.
I always like also sometimes when those yellow and red covers they do, they just.
Yeah. Well, now we're into the war era, and this is not a war comic, but it's one. I don't actually have a lot of Joker covers. This is Batman 23 from 1944.
Ooh.
So, again, Dick Sprang cover. But Joker covers are like Hitler covers. If you look at the price of a Batman comic, the minute Joker's on it, it spikes, comes back down to something, all pretty high. But Joker is very expensive.
Yes.
And again, this
and
just
black. Look how much black there is on that cover too.
Jeez.
Jeez.
The no whites of the eyes. They were too lazy to put white.
His eyes are closed.
Yeah.
Blinking.
Yeah.
What a cover. My goodness.
So I love early Batman and Superman. World War II, Golden Age is really the era that I like the most if it's war related. And Batman actually did have a good amount of war propaganda covers, and I'm sorry, I'm making this long spiel, and this isn't one of them. So next comic. This is number 19. It's the first Dick Sprang art in the Batman comic.
Very nice.
And all those bubbles are just the stories that are going to be told. It's a nice lab scene, black cover. So.
Oh boy.
So back to what I was saying about war propaganda. Batman 17 is a classic example of Batman war propaganda. Keep the American eagle flying, buy war bonds and stamps. And DC, with the exception of some Action Comics, I give Action Comics credit. If there was some brutal World War II cover, they were in Action Comics. But Batman and Superman propaganda covers typically were, support Red Cross, buy war bonds, some GIs in the jungle, and there's Batman appears going, oh, here, have a gun and ammo from us.
World's finest, yeah.
Sort of
A few of them.
But this is a great cover.
Well, there is one nice one cover of Batman on a water-cooled machine gun. Letting it rip, but
yes. I know what you're talking about.
That's issue 17.
If this were SlabHub with Raw Dogging, I do have a lot of Batman Raw comics that are war propaganda, which I'm sending off to get graded someday.
No, these war bond. I love those war bond.
Yeah, they're
books. I don't have one. Why don't I have one? God damn it! Why do people keep showing me stuff to put new things on my list?
Well. Interesting. You'll find this too, Rob, when you're looking at, unless it's really early important books, when you're looking at when the war propaganda started, non-war comics tend to go for less than war comics. So the minute there's a war propaganda, those have gotten more valuable.
Oh yeah.
Most specifically, timely. If you have a Schoenberg Captain America fighting bank robbers, that comic is way less expensive than Captain America fighting Nazis or Japanese.
But it's still expensive because it's Schoenberg.
Well, even a Schoenberg bank robbery, it could be a lot less though. When it's Nazi, when he's kicking Nazi butt or Japanese, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Now this is not war propaganda. It's 1943, Bob Kane, Jerry Robinson cover, and this is my favorite Scarecrow cover.
Yes. I have seen that a few times.
This is the only Golden Age appearance of Scarecrow on the cover. It's not his first appearance. That's World's Finest Comics number 3 or 4, I'm blanking on, but I think it's 3, which is it's like a baseball cover.
You bring that just a little bit closer so you see the Joker's, or not Joker, the Scarecrow's. You know what I love about this costume that they depicted here? It just kind of reminds me. I mean, it's not. You see the most recent iteration of Scarecrow and his outfit, and there's just some elements of this that are tied into that. Obviously, not the mask, but
he looks more sinister in a way on this one. Like if you could picture one of those 70s movies where you go to the cabin and the guy chases you around, like a Leatherface or something. It reminds me of that sort of. He doesn't look. He's not a good looking. There's no campiness to this one.
Which you should. I mean, you shouldn't be. Here is a guy whose focus is on fear, and it's Look at so much.
I was surprised to get this. I got this for a steal on a Sunday Heritage. People didn't used to know about the Every Sunday Heritage, and you could get big books for a lot cheaper because people weren't watching it. But now everybody knows about them. So it's not to be you still have a prepared fortune favors a prepared mind. So I'm not trying to tell anybody not to keep your eye out for things, but
don't keep your eye out for things. That way, there's less of you competing us.
This is the second appearance of Penguin on the cover.
Another turn to page cover.
Yep. Yes, indeed. And Batman number 14.
Yeah. Look how large the trade dress is there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is where Batman's trade dress. This is 1943. Jerry Robinson cover.
This is you gotta remember, this is straight up sitting on the newsstand rack, wanting to make sure that stood out because you're only seeing the books that are stacked in front of it on the rack.
Right.
And so this is that's the trade dress. This is important.
More colorful.
Look how bright that was, man.
Dude, the backs of these, the backs are almost as much fun and as good as the front
Yeah.
sometimes on this era.
Oh,
So-
yes.
We got the Batman parachuting in, a good war time cover. This one's obviously quite beat. The spine is really chewed up, but complete.
Issue
Page
13.
quality's off-white pages. That's the funny thing. You'll have a beautiful cover and it'll be brittle pages, and then you have this beat up cover and it's off-white to white pages. Something, it's Webster's. They did a lot of. They advertised for desks and books a lot too. Yeah. So again, Jerry Robinson.
I love some of the ones like the send off your picture to have it duplicated and stuff.
Yeah.
You're like some of these. You just think of things that you're not today are just like.
Now I'm going back to this detective because if you look at the corner box where you have Batman, that's sort of a happier looking Batman example right there.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people like to get the run of Batman, all of them before 53. This is number 53 because that's where the corner box was still the OG pointy-eared Golden Age Batman.
The impish looking Batman.
Yeah. So this is the last one where you had that look. And this is just a nice red cover, big trade dress. Robin having trouble, Batman saving day. You got the feeling sidekicks. What were they good for? Being rescued.
Yeah, well, to make the hero look even better, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because he's the circus acrobat.
That's right.
And he's having problems hanging on a scaffolding.
Yeah.
It should be like, please, Batman, out of my way. I got this.
Now I have 5 more. 5 more. This is my earliest Batman and one of the first Golden Age comics I ever got. And it is a married copy, so it has the cover. It's a married cover, but it's Batman number 3. It's hard to argue.
That's like that is just the cover. I've never seen this one before. I didn't know this cover existed.
Yeah.
But this is like the Batman TV show.
Yeah. Where they're running in.
It's a great cover. This also is the first time Catwoman appeared in costume, and it's the first time a villainess was a superhero, a super villainess was in costume, period. So it's interesting. Key in that regard.
I've never asked this before, but can we see the back of that comic?
Sure.
It's a Christmas ad for Daisy.
Yep.
Yes.
Daisy guns.
My goodness, that's number 3.
Oh yeah, it's also the first appearance of the Puppet Master.
Very cool.
Wow.
And, Bill Finger, Bob Kane, and Jerry Robinson art.
Yeah, no,
incredible.
If Chris, as a Canadian, if you think we Americans love our guns now, it was a different time when we could just advertise them everywhere.
Just cut a coupon out and you'll get a gun. Yeah,
just go and play in the street with your BB gun. It's okay.
So this is 1940. This is a conserved copy. It's not highly conserved. It basically has some reinforcement.
Right.
Still...
Beautiful.
Wow.
And again, Robin, being useful, is being rescued by Batman.
That's right. With a full moon.
With a full moon. That's good.
Yeah, we got the full moon back. That's true. Now, this one, I don't usually get highly restored comics, but this was too much of a deal to pass up. So
let's start with that.
There he is.
First Robin. It's this is it's professionally restored, so it has color touch and a lot of care to it. But yeah, I didn't care.
I'd get a purple label too.
Yeah. I would have gotten this trimmed even, but this wasn't trimmed. But
hell, I might have even gotten that in a green label if I.
And I have memories of visiting my grandma in New York and finding a local comic shop down the street, and they had this raw on the wall. And I remember just being like in awe of it. And this was in the 1970s. And I was pretty young, but I wish I'd remembered how much they wanted for that wall book of Tech 38. God only knows. But so yeah, it's just, and this has been homaged a lot. I have a Deadpool homage of this that I love.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to pull out and show them sometimes side by side. And
No.
this is it's just a lot of people bemoan this issue because it introduces Robin, and there are people who really prefer the pre-Robin detective comics. But here's something a lot of you don't know. If you've ever actually read this comic, which I read I have a omnibus type. Robin kills like 5 people in this, man. He's knocking people off a girder, off of scaffolding. Yeah. They're fighting on a construction site, and they probably do away with 12 criminals or so. I'd have to go back and count.
They all fell conveniently onto
they
in the trash, in the dumpsters, I'm sure.
If you read the early Batman comics, when he at some point the guy falls out the window and he's just sort of like, yeah, that's what he gets.
I have a facsimile copy, so I've read it. Yeah.
So, Doc, what's it say on the right side of that, the header of the slab there?
So it says origin and first appearance of Robin, parentheses, Dick Grayson, Bill Finger, Jerry Siegel story, Bob Kane, Jerry Robinson, cover and art.
Jerry Siegel. Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That is tremendous.
All right. Wow.
So, this was, again, one of those Sunday auction things. I put in just a little bid on it, went to sleep, and was shocked the next morning. I woke up and I was like, how did I win that? And it was under 10. Under 10. I'm just going to say that.
Let's see. I'll try to sit there and look at this.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when I can go to Purple Label 7.0, right? Yep.
My God.
7.0 Purple Label. The last sold was December 2021, so fairly recent, for $15,999.
Is there one before? If you get one before that, it's the I bought this, I think 2019, if you can find it. If it's on that
20
or 2020, maybe
April 2020 was 15,000.
That's not me. No, this
is just going to this is limited to whatever eBay and Heritage, but so there's only so many data points. But interestingly enough, in 2002 it would have cost you 5,000. Yeah,
no. When you go back far enough, you go, whoa, yeah, that's a big difference.
That's just the purple. I mean, the problem is if you try to go, just so we're clear here, guys. Of this, of course, there are a total of 139 on census. Period.
Right.
Right. 72, only 72 blue labels. There is no FMV and stuff for the 7s and stuff because really there's not enough sales.
Yeah, with most Golden Age comics, you have to decide how much you want it. And
it's what it sells for is what it's worth.
Because you're just, if you want to wait for that perfect deal, you're just going to wait.
But if you want some kind of frame of reference and a blue label for that book, 5.0 to a 6.0, the sales in that range have ranged from $64,000 to $86,000.
I think a 1.5 went for 20 grand recently, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So or a while back. It's I showed this last time, but it's just such a, this is worth seeing again. This is Tech 36. First Hugo Strange appearance, 1.8. And it's just anything, Tech 38 or earlier, it's with Batman on the cover. And again, it has that pointy-eared Batman there.
Awesome. That's just awesome.
Yeah. Now, this last one, I actually traded an AF-15 for, along with an X-Men 1 and
whoa.
So
hold on. Let me put my seatbelt on. Let me change out.
All right, I got to get ready. If we're trading away.
Just so you all know, this was a few years ago before AF-15 went completely nuts. Could I trade an AF-15 straight up for this now? I mean, depending on the grade we're talking about, of course, but grade for grade, no, I couldn't. But it would be I would have had to give up a lot less if the economics were of today's type. But back when I traded that AF-15, a 3.0 was worth about 20 grand, and that's the one I had. Right. And I traded X-Men 1 and some money for this one, which is the second cover appearance of Batman.
Yeah! Yeah!
And we got the moon in the background.
Oh my god.
So,
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
And
Like
it's a little
Batman's
more
not
beat up
even in
the
the
back.
circle up top there.
Multiple guns.
He's not even up top there. It's just the
Right.
Batman on the cover.
Yep. So this is the third appearance of Batman, second on the cover. Detective Comics 28 is not actually that nice a cover, but everybody knows 27, of course.
Yeah.
And
oh my god. So again, to get the second cover appearance, third appearance of Batman, you had to give up an AF-15, an X-Men 1, and cash.
yes.
And
at the time, it seemed like a good deal, but now I'm like, ooh.
Oh no, I'm not saying that to knock you down.
I
I'm
don't
just
want to
trying
show
to
any regret because it was yeah.
No. I wasn't saying that to bring you down at all.
Yeah,
I was still just trying to wrap my mind around because again, this is historical what you have in your hand. Like, let's be honest. Like, okay, AF-15 is AF-15, and same with X-Men 1, and those books have seen a boom recently. However, this is the third appearance of Batman. Arguably the most famous superhero on Earth, arguably. But certainly my goodness, that is just, you're going to have to read us the creative, like everything that's on that blue label.
Sure.
Like, let's just.
So Gardner Fox and Jerry Siegel stories, Bob Kane, Joe Shuster, and Jim Chambers art, Bob Kane cover, second Batman cover, first appearance of Dr. Death, part 1 of a 2-part story.
So we have the creative team of the Batman, the creative team of Superman, all in that book. Like,
yeah,
it's just a who's who of creators, and like, my God,
and just such a great. I mean, I love
even
this
his
cover.
cape is perfect. Like, that's the second cover appearance. Wow,
I love this cover. I Tech 31 is a better cover, but I feel like this cover competes with the other ones in this.
Oh boy, I tell you, like, that is just something else.
Yeah.
And funny enough, the guy who originally owned this had it was 3.5. He sent it to get cleaned and pressed, and it went down to a 3.0. I don't know.
This is the fear every time I grab a slab and crack it to have it signed or something else.
Right.
Is that it's not a guarantee it's going to stay the same, especially when you're talking about grading in this range.
Yeah.
It's a very high end and in the low end. There's so subjective on what this little piece can do to it.
Yeah.
Wow. Third appearance of the Bat.
Yeah, so this is, definitely staying in the PC.
Yeah.
And I mean, I look at it and go, how the heck do I have this comic? It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty good there, Mike. That's pretty good, Mike.
So,
wow.
Goodness.
Again, what's on the back of that again, Doc?
A whole bunch of stuff.
Multiple handguns.
Are the 3D X-ray vision vision glasses there too?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It has a
you don't need X-ray
automatic
vision
repeating BB pistol.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, this
smoke if you got them, folks.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. That's the last one for today.
That's the last one for today.
I was making sure he's not going to pull out first Batman on us too. While we're at it. That is enough. Holy cow!
So that covers. Now I do actually have more modern Batman, but I figured for the sake of time, that was covered in the early 70s to now.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
What a journey!
Thank you.
What a journey!
Now, guys, don't forget next week. Poor Skeff is coming on.
Hey, it's all good.
No.
Good luck, Skeff. No, it's not a competition.
Hey, if you'll notice, I have Scarlet Spider up here.
I know. I was like, I almost wanted to say
like
something.
it all.
Look what he's got on his wall.
Spider-Man 1.
He's got these things packed away. But
I got the Mike Zeck
honest,
homage to Spider-Man here.
But let's be honest. If the sun damages those, it's not a big deal compared to those.
Oh, hold on. Taylor actually has asked a good question.
You know, it's very interesting you said that, Taylor. I know someone with a highly restored Tech 27 who he needed to generate money, and he didn't want to put it on an auction because he'd take such a tax hit. So he wanted me to sell him a trade, like pretty much my whole collection, plus probably money to get a Tech 27. And I was just like, I would have felt really low. It would have, I mean, although it would have been incredibly spectacular to have a Tech 27, I enjoy having a lot of comics, and I couldn't do that.
So you have to give up so much to get it. Like, you know what? It's like, it's one book and it's an amazing book.
Yeah.
But, you know, I got a whole bunch of amazing books.
It was an opportunity, and I just had to pass. And I'm so glad I did, because this offer came like late 2020. And all these Marvel comics, I have a good amount of Marvel keys. I would have traded them for, and then the boom would have happened, and I would have been like,
right.
It would have been a rough.
Holy cow! Well, guys, we're gonna do another giveaway here. Give us that hashtag jaw dropper, and we'll go ahead and give that away. Wow, I can't wait to see what you bring on next time. Guys, wearing Doc's gonna be on again in about another 3 weeks. So it's gonna be awesome with another theme. Who knows what you're gonna bring? I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure. Holy cow!
That was fun.
Guys, this week on my channel, just gonna Monday mail call will be there. I found a new Dell sci-fi series that it's got me hooked. So a bunch of science fiction cover pickups this week, and then of course,
which series?
I don't know. If I told you, then you wouldn't. There would be no reason to watch.
I will definitely.
We'll talk
the mail call.
Yeah.
I've been on a crazy Atomic Age, Silver Age, sci-fi kick. Just love those cover stuff, and so I came across something new, and next thing I know, I had like five new books, and I have to track down the rest. Unfortunately, some of these Dell series are very short series, so it's not like I have to get 100 issues to complete the run or something. Also, of course, in the week there'll be another unboxing somewhere. Then next week, Tuesday, we have Sidekicks Talk Comics. We'll be talking Superman on Sidekicks Talk Comics this week, and so that'll be fun. We'll have with me on the show, we'll have Small Town Collectibles, Legion of Comics, and Paul from Sector 2815. They'll be joining us, so just tune in Tuesday for Sidekicks Talk Comics. And then again next week, of course, on SlabHub, as you see going across the bottom there, we will have Skeff from Skeff's Comic Knowledge joining us on SlabHub. Whew. I'm excited. All right, we got 25 out of 37 entries, 37 viewers. Go ahead and guys, again, hit hashtag jaw dropper. I'll give you about another 15 seconds. We'll do another batch of pulls, and then we got to get on out of here. So let me grab this box of comics. Oh, my goodness gracious me. I got to turn it around right front. Turn this one around. All right, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's spin the wheel of fish. And our winner is... There he is, James Willie. So Canada's going to get something in a big old box over here to Cole. So yeah, I'm spending some money on shipping this week, but that's fine. All right, let us go ahead, James. We're going to find out what you get here. Chris, what are we doing for James?
I guess we'll have the Canadian pick for the Canadian, right?
Well, you always pick the second.
I know. I was just trying to have a little fun. Okay, since we got 37 viewing, let's go 3 from the front.
1, 2, 3. Coming up, we have Uncanny X-Men from the 90s, so you can never figure out what issue number it is.
Well, it looks
A
like
well-proportioned.
yeah. Who stopped
Juggernaut
the
there.
Juggernaut?
That's right. Yeah, you can stare at these for like ever and a day, and all you can tell is it's from July, but there's like no issue number on the front of it. So
Sort of like early Dell comics.
yeah, exactly. Now my wife's coming over. She wants to look because she's the X-Men person.
Oh,
Anyways, I
7
don't
from
care.
the rear.
7 from the rear. That's right. I knew that was coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We have the Avengers 185.
There you go.
Look at that in a newsie. Very nice.
What is it? 322 is what my wife says. I don't know where she got that from, but she's
We'll take her word for it.
she's the she's the expert, she says. So all right.
Oh, Rob, that was okay. Let's go.
That's why I
front to back.
married her, Chris.
Yeah, these puns. Yeah. Okay, front to back. Now,
How about the ultimate superhero,
Oh yeah.
a man called Nova, the first appearance of Corruptor.
Speckity spec.
That's probably one of the first runs I completed as a kid, and I was very proud. I had all the Nova.
Now,
all right, so this is a Freeway Comic Day, Overstreet Guide to Collecting Comics, which we know the nice thing about when you get a free comic book day book, there's always a prize on the back.
Is that the Golden Age Daredevil on front?
Yeah, I don't know. It might be. It's hard to.
I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, but you get a SlabHub mug.
Oh,
Congratulations!
welcome to the club.
There you
All
go.
right.
Now,
Gwenham versus Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
kind of looks like she's slinging the bat logo on that as an axe there.
Yeah, sort of. All right, one more book.
We'll let it ride for a second, and now.
Ooh, I love these.
Oh. The Fantastic Four #1 in that box?
Yeah.
Facsimile.
Very nice.
I love these facsimiles. These things
They're
right
a
here.
fun
These
way
things
to
are
read 'em.
going. Well, they're a great way to read them and get these
Yeah.
classic books. But these things are worth like money.
Yeah, I pretty much pick those up when I see them in the LCS.
Yeah, I've been picking them up 2 and 3 at a time.
Yeah.
Not only because I like to throw one or so in here. There's a couple facsimiles here, including Hulk 1 and giant size X-Men and whatnot. Because these are like $100 and some plus in a 9.8. It's crazy. But hey, there you go. You are now the proud owner of Fantastic Four issue #1.
Chris, pick a number between 1 and 21. I'm gonna piggyback something on for, even if he's in Canada, I'll send it to him. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
For James?
Yeah.
Ooh, James, you are getting
Oh.
something special. There you go. All right.
1 through 21, Chris. Pick a
Okay.
number.
Since the book that he traded the Amazing Fantasy 15 and X-Men 1 some cash for was the third appearance of Batman, we'll go with #3.
Number 3. And I was going to start from this side. I had it in my
Oops,
mind.
hold on. Let me pull,
I don't know what it is, but this is Justice League 64, first appearance of Red Tornado.
Wow.
So, got a minor key here.
Congratulations there, James Willie.
If you guys can just DM me his,
I will. I'll
wherever
get you
we
his
send it,
address. Yeah.
what's the name?
James.
James. I'm not the most.
Yeah.
I'm not the fastest shipper, so patience. But I'll get that out to you.
Wow.
Congratulations. All right. Phenomenal.
So
Gentlemen.
kind. Wow.
Everyone in the audience, thank you all so much for coming on out. We really appreciate you taking the time with us. And Doc, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show again. Your generosity with the slab, but also just sharing so many amazing books with us. The audience, as you could tell, from the chat was having a blast, and
Yeah,
is all good. We're going to collectively throw Reynolds and whatever I forget, Philip Morris stock will go through the roof as we all go back to go get some cigarettes and
nice.
yeah,
Well, it
unwind.
was a
Welcome if
blast.
you got
I
'em,
appreciate your having me on, both of you. Appreciate you.
Everybody, again, thank you so much. And again, collect what you like. Don't listen to any one of us, including me, because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching, guys.